Luc from Tokeny, welcome. Very happy to have you here. I could summarize Tokeny as a tokenization platform, but that wouldn't be all, wouldn't it? I'm curious to hear you. We know you at Defense. Most of people here know you. I hope so. You've been around since 2018, if I'm not incorrect. But yeah, we'll be very curious to hear how you kind of view your mission today.
Thanks. So first, thanks to having me. Hi, everyone. So indeed, we are the OGs, as we say. So we started in 2018, so almost 6-7 years ago now, so quite some time. And we have done a lot of things. Indeed, we are a tokenization platform, which means everything and nothing. When I have 2 seconds to explain what we do, I say tokenization platform. But what we try to become now is an enterprise-grade tokenization platform, because we focus mostly on financial products and financial instruments. So our clients are not really asset owners, or we're not really tokenizing goods. We are tokenizing mostly financial products. So we tokenize a lot of funds, fixed income, debt bonds, commodities, payment systems, all of these financial products where you need to control your token during the full life cycle. So actually we do centralized finance on a decentralized infrastructure. So we give the power to an issuer and its agents to control their tokens, to apply compliance rules, to enforce different type of transfers, etc. So we have built a full technology to do that. So it has different layers, these smart contracts, a lot of smart contracts. We open sourced the whole thing. It's now a standard, the ERC 3643. So we open source the whole thing that we've done for 6-7 years now. And on top of this, what we sell, our product, it's a SaaS solution in white label, available by API or white label interfaces, which is a no-code platform, a smart contract orchestration platform to tokenize assets and manage this asset during the full life cycle. So basically to issue, to manage and transfer these assets. So we work with banks, with asset managers, with exchanges, with fund administrators, that kind of player.
I've been in this space for now 4 or 5 years. I remember when tokenization was boring. It is not anymore. It's pretty exciting. People talk about it every day. How would you explain this passion for tokenization currently?
So it's moving a lot right now, for sure. BlackRock helped us all, I guess. And they are not the only ones. I think what is happening this year, which is quite exciting, is that most of the large financial institutions gave up. They don't want to build anymore. BlackRock decided to not build their tokenization platform and their distribution rates, etc. on chain. So there are a lot of different projects, mostly oriented in terms of distribution and creating a common data layer, especially for private market. So they're very ambitious. For years, we've seen a lot of financial institutions trying things, working with R3, Corda, then Hyperledger, so trying to control their network, to bring people on their own network. Now we see the shift where they try to open to public blockchains, public networks. And for this, they want interoperability, they want an easy access, and they want a proven solution. So they want a standard, because if they use something, they build the whole thing, then it's not compatible with anyone else, it's complicated. We've seen this already with GPM and Goldman Sachs. They've built their own things quite successfully, but now they're struggling to expand because nobody wants to join their network. So this shift from private blockchains to public blockchain is really impactful. And now we have standards. We have an ERC to tokenize securities. We have solutions that are interoperable across the board with a full ecosystem, with law firms who understand these frameworks, with fund administrators who are integrated with this framework, etc. So it's becoming very simple to tokenize assets, and more simple to distribute these assets on blockchain rails, which was not the case before.
Do you have a sense? Do you have a view on what is still to be considered as an experiment, as an immature kind of financial instrument that hasn't picked up yet within the tokenization space, and others that are pretty mature and that have like traction, etc.? or is it still very kind of on a case by case basis, bank by bank basis? Like how do you view kind of that field?
So in terms of use cases, I would say it's still very experimental, to be honest. It's not like if we have thousands of money market funds or closed-end funds tokenized already. So it's still to come. However, what we've seen starting last year, is that all of the large financial institutions are building their own digital asset platform. They will handle cryptocurrencies because they have no choice. They don't want it, but the clients want it. And on top of this, they want to be able to handle security tokens and financial products in a tokenized way. So they are all building their platform with different approaches, but they are all building their platform. They're all starting some pilots, not proof of concept anymore. Proof of concept, it doesn't go live. A pilot, it goes live, but it's a first project that is supposed to be scalable later on. To make sure they build the right things, their own platform, and step by step, they get the capability to handle this type of financial products, this new format of financial product, which is just digital.
And who is the buy side in all this?
So the distribution rails are still in the making, and that's the main issue actually. Because today, if you issue a financial product and you have the choice between the banking rails or the new tokenized rails, yeah, but there's nobody or it's not very organized yet. So we have many clients who are still on both rails. They want to tokenize to add another layer of distribution, but they are still also in the classic banking rails, which is fine, by the way. So the distribution is still to be built. Years ago, we had only small clients. So yes, when you tokenize 2 or 3 buildings, okay, in Bali, we tokenized an hotel in Bali, for example, to find investors, not easy. Now when you work with large banks like ABN AMRO, HSBC, we have large asset managers like Invesco and others, they already have the clients, already have the distribution, so it's much easier, to be frank. So the buy side is coming. The buy side doesn't want to touch the blockchain. They want the benefits, the real time and the digital aspects, but they don't really care about what's a wallet and gas fees. What are you talking about? So that's why, for example, we integrated Dfns in our platform. So it's an option for clients, but for investors who have no clue what's a wallet, don't worry, you will get one and it's gonna work. And you're gonna click on the buttons and it's gonna work. That's what matters. So the user experience is still very important. And actually, that's why we had to build a lot of things for the full value chain to make it happen. A few years ago, when we had a client, we were like, okay, we can provide the full smart contract, we can provide this and that, but it was missing some elements. Now, in 2 days, we can launch a full marketplace for digital assets, totally white labeled, with wallet integrated, gas fees are handled. You can list any project you want. They will be tokenized with the right compliance framework. Independently of your jurisdictions or your type of investors you're targeting, and you can manage all of this digitally by your fund admin. We are already integrated with the TA as a transfer agent. So all of this is in place now with many providers. So for example, when we have clients, they have no clue where they want to tokenize their asset. We can tell them, okay, come in Luxembourg, for example. You can create your financial products very easily. We can tokenize it. We have all the right partners. You can even find a bank with Pay, for example. It's not always easy to find a bank. So I think we have the ecosystem in place, but now it's really about making sure that the big players are doing it as fast as possible. I like the ABN AMRO approach, for example. Now you can go to ABN AMRO, you can say, okay, I want to make a bond, or I want to make a tokenized bond. And they can propose you both because they're leveraging our technology to do that.
Thank you very much. So you mentioned we are moving from POC to pilots. How do we go from pilots to at scale implementation?
Yeah, so I think it is happening. That's a good thing. But it's about integration in their legacy systems as well. Because you have a lot of different components of onboarding of investors and transfer management, etc. So all of this needs to be integrated step by step. One of the key problems is still the cash leg, the stable coins, because large financial institutions don't really like to use the USDC, etc. So there's more and more innovation in that space, which is great. But the cash leg is still missing in many of the projects we are working on. So step by step is getting integrated in the legacy system. And I think it's the main way that we will make it scalable. The second aspect is really standardization. It's good to have a pilot where you do everything custom, but it's even better if you can leverage standards, just change your parameters and make sure that you can reuse all of the smart contracts for all the future use cases. And that's why actually we created this ERC 3643, which I know is a complicated name. It's a real ERC. Where
the T-Rex contract also, known as the T-Rex contract.
Yeah, it's a series of smart contracts indeed.
That's one of them.
What do you mean?
The T-Rex contract, is it another name for ERC 3643?
Yeah, before it was a T-Rex, token for regulated exchanges, and we thought it was fun. And now it's a real ERC, so ERC 3643, but we still call it T-Rex internally for sure. So we open source all of this, and basically it enables you to do financial product or permission tokens. You can also use it for loyalty programs or things like this. But you always have the same set of smart contracts. So you have the token, all the compliance rules, and it's very modular. You can add subcontracts pretty easily. And this is audited already, and you have a full ecosystem who knows this framework. Fontaines, you have global law firms, you are knowing it, etc. So you can start from that and make the small delta for your project, depending on what you're trying to do. But you don't need to reinvent the wheel, which is very important for financial institutions, because once they have approved the framework, it has to fit in this framework, otherwise it's complicated. You need to re-audit everything, etc. So this standardization was really key. I think we're getting there, at least for the first step. Then we can always build a lot of different things, and we have a lot of ideas of things to build. But at least you don't need to reinvent the wheel to tokenize the financial products and to enforce compliance with the rules related to your investors and the jurisdictions and type of products. So standardization and integration.
Very cool. Do you want to say a last word?
I'm very happy to see that there is a lot of activity in Paris. So I'm French, but I live in Luxembourg, and I see more and more activity in France. So I think it's great. It's amazing. We have all of the good talents. Just we need to stop being scared and expand. I love the Luxembourg approach because it's a small country, so by default everything is international. And sometimes it is missing a bit in Paris or in France. I think it's changing. Probably the Web3 industry in Paris is more international, not all startups, but yeah, let's think big, because we have everything in France to make it big, I think. So very happy to see French custody solutions as well, because not that many. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Luc.
Thank you.